If you're someone who closely examines stocks, this is a bottoms-up operation for you. Let's talk about Tesla because although shares have increased by 80 year to date, they have decreased by 35 over the last year. This is a stock that has fluctuated greatly, going from $381 to 188 and back up again. I agree with that. So before we delve too deeply into Tesla, let me just say a few things. First, it's the safest car ever made. And if Ron Barron is correct in his predictions, investors stand to gain along the way, given that Tesla stock currently trades for about $250 per share. $1,000 investment could get 3.9 shares. However, let's go back a little to late 2022. For context, Musk made this claim last year, but it excludes robots. Barron stated that he thinks Tesla can reach $500 to $600 per share by 2025, and that the company could be worth $4.5 trillion in the next 8 to 10 years, making it worth more than Apple and Saudi Aramco combined. That does not include self-driving cars. That excludes batteries. At the time, Barron stated that the price target was based on an estimate that Tesla would sell about 20 million cars annually in the future, as opposed to about 1 million in 2022. If he were to sell 20 million cars annually at $50,000 each, that would generate $1 trillion in revenue, and he would receive operating profits of about 30%. Note that Ron Barron, a Tesla investor since 2014, is among the most vocal supporters of the company and believes that shares will rise further in the years to come. Barron recently reiterated his earlier remarks when appearing on CNBC. We invested $380 million, and we've made about $4 billion so far, and we've cashed in about $1.5 billion, he said. Barron recalled meeting Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, in 2010, but delaying investing until 2014. He stated that Musk had promised unit growth of 50% annually and that he had met with the billionaire on multiple occasions to get him ready to buy. The stock is currently at $250, but he believes it will each $500 in 2025 and $1,500 in 2030. He stated currently 17.5 million Tesla shares are owned by Barron and his investors, of which 5 million are his own shares. Barron disclosed that he purchased a stake for himself in Tesla after purchasing for all of his investors. The investor stated that he would only sell a stake in Tesla following the sale of all of his customers. He would be the last to sell. Just so you're aware, Tesla has already provided its long-term investors with massive gains over the years. There were, of course, instances when they suffered, but let's focus on the brighter side for now. Let's take here, look at the 2021 numbers. In the last quarter of 2021, Tesla shares are up more than 50%, and the company's market cap has grown to more than $1.2 trillion, despite some recent hiccups. A $1,000 investment in November 2020 would be worth around $2,940 only after a year, representing a return of 193%, according to CNBC calculations. So if you had invested in Tesla in the said year, when the stock was worth just over $400 a share, you would have nearly tripled your money. Go back a few more years and your return would have been even greater on November. Second 2016 Tesla was trading at around $38 per share. So a $1,000 investment then would have grown 3,025% and be worth around $31,286 in 2021. Alone over the same period, the SP 500 index would have given you a 142.4% return if you had invested in Tesla. In 2011, you would have a 5-figure return. Over those 10 years, Tesla went from selling just the Roadster to offering models as 3X and EA. It has also announced the Cybertruck and Tesla Semi, but has remained non-committal about launch dates for both vehicles, with the stock price rising from 5.74 cents to $1,229 over time. A $1,000 investment in Tesla in November 2011 would be worth over $24,000 today. That's more than a 20,000% return. A comparable investment in the SP 500 would have yielded a 357.4% return. Of course, this does not mean that SP is a worse investment. Returning to Barron's prediction that Tesla can reach $500 to $600 per share by 2025, investors stand to gain along the way. If Barron is correct in his price predictions, a $1,000 investment in Tesla stock today could purchase 3.9 shares based on the stock's current price of about $250, Reaching a price target of $500 in 2025 would make the investment worth $1,950, representing a gain of $95 in just 2 years. Reaching a price target of $150 in 2030 would make the investment worth $5,000. $850, representing a gain of 485% in the following 7 years. All of this is hypothetical. If you're wanting to invest in the US stock market, Barron, who has been a major supporter of Tesla, may entice additional investors to join him in light of this. Barron is holding on to his shares and making another wager for the long haul. One noteworthy choice is Tesla. Elon Musk's American electric vehicle and clean energy company has made significant strides recently, and the stock market has reflected these gains. However, before purchasing Tesla stock, it is crucial to conduct extensive research and consider all potential outcomes by learning more about how the price of Tesla stock fluctuates. Depending on how it does in the future, investors can determine whether or not it fits inside their investing target goals. Tesla's stock price has been rising steadily for a while now. In 2020, it climbed by 695%, making Elon Musk the richest person in the world. In 2021, it increased by an additional 50%. The price of Tesla Motor stock is tracked by major U.S. indices like the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. Over the past year, the company generated $281 billion in revenue and $28.2 billion in profit. Until recently, there hasn't been much of a challenge to Tesla's dominance in the market, but that's starting to change quickly nonetheless. The question now is, where will Tesla stock be by 2030, while experts believe the company will be highly profitable as the world moves to electric cars? That is a vague answer. Head of Barron Capital, Ron Barron, believes Tesla stock could hit $1,500 by 2030. Tesla has established itself as the market leader among EVs in a market where many other brands are strongly producing their own EVs. It remains to be seen whether this will still be the case in the coming years, since electric vehicles represent both the wave of the future and a rapidly expanding market segment for automobiles. In a Squawk Box segment on CNBC, Barron stated that given the present levels of customer demand for Tesla vehicles, he was not concerned about market volatility. Barron believes that the demand for Tesla is currently at all-time highs. Barron went on to say that he anticipates continued growth in the company's stock price in the years to come. Of the BTX portfolio is made up of Tesla, making it Barron's largest position. The demand for his automobiles is currently at an all-time high due to this. When we began investing in Barron's company in 2014, he stated that they were producing 31,000 automobiles annually and that he anticipated 20 million cars by 2030. By 2030, I envision shares at $1,500 each. I don't really have any concerns about the stock market regarding his faith in Tesla. Barron continued, I don't worry about the market or the economy. Barron pointed out that Tesla has been dubbed the safest vehicle ever produced, and he anticipates the automaker releasing a more affordable model, which he believes would increase the company's value by 7 to 10 times in the future. CEO of ARK Invest, Kathy Wood, concurs with this idea, but she goes a step further and predicts that the stock will surpass $3,000 by 2030. In fact, Wood believes that Tesla's stock might reach a minimum of $2,000 by 2027, making it one of the most significant investment possibilities of our time. According to a recent statement by Wood and ARK Invest, Tesla's robot taxis might generate between $8 and $10 trillion in revenue by 2030. Tesla has remained one of ARK's largest holdings for the flagship ARK Innovation ETF ARK, accounting for a total of 9.4 of weighting, along with ARK's expected value of $2,000 per share. Additionally, bulls are extremely optimistic that by 2030, Tesla will have grown into massive proportions, which we can only imagine. Of course, naysayers have a lot to say as well. This is basically why you should conduct your own research so you can weigh your options and make an informed decision about investing. Subscribe for more foreign investment opportunities.